at the first sentence. It has 行きました went, right? That means Kyoto in that sentence is a destination, as in I went to Kyoto. So you have to mark it with the particle に。
寿司食べました。
You can also mark it with the particle へ。It is another destination marker.
No,
But
きます。
ni is more conversational and preferred in spoken language, so I'm going to stick with ni in this lesson, okay? Now take a look at the second sentence. You have the verb 食べました ate, which means the place. Kyoto in this sentence is a place of action. You did the action of eating in Kyoto, so you have to mark it with the particle で。What did you eat in Kyoto, by the way? You ate sushi, right? So this sentence means I ate sushi in Kyoto. 京都で寿司を食べました。In the third sentence, you have the verb あります exist. And here, what exists is marked by the particle が which is お寺 a temple. So in this sentence, the place Kyoto is the place of existence where a temple or temples exist. That's why you have to mark it with the particle に。京都にお寺があります。Temples exist in Kyoto, meaning there are temples in Kyoto. I hope you now see the difference between these three particles to mark a place, but please be careful not to misunderstand. When you have a place in your sentence like this, it doesn't mean that you always have to use one of these three particles to mark it. Again, it all depends on what you have at the end of the sentence. For instance, let's say you still have Kyoto in your sentence, but now you say 好きです at the end.
京都が好きです。
So here,
京都が好き
Kyoto
です。
is a place that you
京都が好
like.
きです。
It's not a place of action, destination, or place of existence. So you cannot use particle で or に here. When you like something, you have to use the particle が to mark it. So here you have to say 京都が好きです。I like Kyoto.
京都が好きです。一生懸命。
京都が好きです。Again, what matters is the end of the sentence. As you see here, if you have 行きました、京都 is the destination. But when you have 好きです、京都 is what you like. Okay, let's move on to the next group. The particle とやか that connect nouns. As I said, you can learn about these three particles in more detail in this lesson, but the bottom line is they connect only nouns. These three particles, とやか do not connect verbs, adjectives, or sentences. Please remember this, okay? For example, you cannot use the particle と to connect two actions like wake up and exercise, as in, I wake up at 6 o'clock and exercise. We don't use particles to connect actions. We do something completely different in Japanese, but I'm not going to cover that in this lesson since it's going to be too much information, okay? Please watch this lesson to learn how to connect actions, and this lesson to learn how to connect adjectives in Japanese.
危なくなくて。
Okay, let's get back to the particles とやが。It's perfectly fine to use these particles to connect two place names like this. 京都 and 大阪。
京都や大阪。
So the first one, 京都と
And
大阪 means 京都 and 大阪。The second one, 京都や大阪 means 京都 and 大阪 for example. And the third one, 京都か大阪 means 京都 or 大阪. Let's add the same endings to these three sentences. 行きたいです。Want to go. What particles would you add here?
京都と大阪に行きたい。京都と大阪が行きたいの。京都と大阪に行きたい。日本に行きたい。
You can figure this one out, right?
Ni. It's action ni.
The answer is に the destination marker, because you have want to go in the sentence. So you have to say, I want to go to Kyoto and Osaka by marking these pairs with the destination marker に. Now these sentences are complete. The first sentence means I want to go to Kyoto and Osaka. The second one means I want to go to Kyoto and Osaka, for example. The third one means I want to go to Kyoto or Osaka. Okay, now let's move on to the next particle, the particle が. As we discussed earlier, が marks things that you like, as in 京都が好きです。I like Kyoto. And of course, that's not the only function of this particle. が has so many different functions, but today I'm going to cover 3 of them, okay? が also marks a specific topic within the main topic of the sentence like this. Here, the main topic is Japan, 日本, and that's why it's marked by the topic marker は. And the Kyoto is the specific topic inside the main topic, Japan, here. So this sentence means, as for Japan, Kyoto is famous. 日本は京都が有名です。日本は京都が有名です。You can also say something like this by changing the specific topic about Japan. 日本は人が親切です。日本は人が親切です。As for Japan, people are kind. Or, as for Japan, the cities or towns are clean. 日本は街がきれいです。日本は街がきれいです。Like this, the particle が can mark a specific topic related to the main topic of the sentence. And one more function of the particle が that I want to cover in this lesson is this. が also marks the subject of existence like this. In Japan, Kyoto exists, meaning there is Kyoto in Japan. 日本に京都があります。日本に京都があります。If you want to say there are temples in Kyoto as we did earlier, you can go like this, right? 京都にお寺があります。京都にお寺があります。If you are not familiar with how to express the existence of things or people in Japanese, please watch this lesson. I'll leave the link to the lesson in the show more section below. Okay, let's cover one last particle in today's lesson. The particle o. This particle marks a direct object in the sentence. So you have to use the particle o to mark things that you eat, drink, watch, study, create, wash, and so on. But of course, you will never eat Kyoto or drink Kyoto, right? So you may think there's no case that we use the particle o to mark a place name like Kyoto. But there is actually. When you treat Kyoto as a place that somebody knows, for instance, then you have to mark it with the particle o. So when you ask a question, do you know Kyoto? You have to go like this. 京都を知っていますか？京都を知っていますか？
日本に来ましたか？日本に行ったことある？日本で
Or if the city of Kyoto is something that you have been studying about or researching, then again, you have to mark it with the particle o as the direct object of your study like this.
寒いよ。Oh my god. めんどくさい。臭い。パラパラパラパラパッパッパラパッパッ
京都を研究しています。京都を研究しています。So now, as you know, it's completely possible to mark this one しています。京都を研究しています。
京都を研究しています。
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 So now, as you know, it's completely possible to mark this one word, Kyoto, with all of these particles, depending on the context of the sentence. I'm going to repeat myself one more time, okay? What matters is not the word itself, but the predicate at the end of the sentence. You have to pay attention to the context of the sentence to choose the correct particle for each word in the sentence. I hope this lesson helped you to better understand how particles work in Japanese. Join my online courses to access comprehensive Japanese lessons like this one anytime you want. The courses
Yes, 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 yes.
Des vélos électriques.
Ah,
Là,
ça
il veut
m'intéresse
s'en
maintenant.
acheter un, puis là, il veut vendre son camion pour s'acheter un auto électrique, puis...
C'est-
Hey,
Mais-
tu te demandes pourquoi t'as pas d'argent, puis là, je dis, regarde,
Je vois ce que c'est
un
bon.
camion F-150 en aluminium, là, qu'est-ce que tu fais avec ça? Je dis, tu travailles pas dans le bois ni rien, là, qu'est-ce que tu fais avec un camion qui coûte quasiment 100 000 $, là?
Mais les pick-up trucks américains maintenant, c'est parce que tout le monde veut les avoir, parce que genre, c'est
Mais-
culturel, on dirait.
Exact, en Gaspésie, tout le monde a le gros camion, c'est
Ouais.
un genre de signe de réussite, genre, là, si t'as pas ça, t'es comme un espèce de loser.
こんにちは。スマイル日本語アカデミーのゆうこ先生です。今日のレッスンは助詞についてです。Today's lesson That's not the way it is in English because I have used these prepositions enough in my sentences and now saying at Sunday or in home does not sound right to me, which means my brain hasこんにちは。スマイル日本語アカデミー
さっき何が言ってた
You're Tsukamia.
Oh my god, so fucking laggy though.
でもどうTsukamia?
その
Let's one agree.
いや前と同じ作
Okay, I will try to my best to speak slower, okay?
Okay.
せっかくクエスト2を使ってるのにどうして両手のないアバターを使ってるの
42
このアバターが
朝
先生です。先週のレッスンを見ましたか？ Did you watch the lesson last week? We have learned how to use these particles for these functions. Today's lesson is the continuation of last week, so if you haven't watched the previous lesson yet, please watch it first. You can find a link to the lesson in the Show More section below. Okay, today we are going to try exercises on Japanese particles. This is for you to see if you understood how to use these particles as you learned in the lesson last week.